I apologize if it makes you feel tense. Seeing me this way, no more words to say, but you see the winner! Don't worry, it's not the bad karaoke section. Although that did sound a little. This is a story of how a song saved my life. But before that, I just need to check something. Can everybody see me?
Yes.
What about now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Wow! The bisexual visibility cream is really working. I only bought it because I had an itch. But that's another story. The story I'm going to tell you is how I became the bisexual, bipolar, dyslexic, dyspraxic wonder that I am today. Some of you are wondering how come I'm still alive. Now, like a lot of stories, it's not all happy, so there is some mention of mental health, self-harm and hate crime. It is about bisexuality after all. But I'm going to take you back in time. A long way back. To when I was young and thin. Some of you might need to use a little bit of imagination. Not that much imagination. It's 1992. And it's my first ever Pride. I am so excited. And I'm dressed in a gold and black choo-choo skirt, a faux leather jacket that's sprayed with car spray, slightly sticky to touch. My hair is back-combed. And all I can say is it's probably a good job there wasn't Facebook down there. Anyway, I'm on Victoria Line, and it's really crowded. So I'm having to stand up and hold on to one of those poles. Suddenly, I hear a voice. You don't mind us staring at you, do you? I look up and I see 3 young women, a few years younger than me. And they're looking at me in a way that is not too positive. The smallest of the 3 women, who is clearly the leader, says, nah, she wouldn't look like that if she minded. They come towards me and circle me like hungry wolves. All the other commuters look away. It's 5 minutes to the next stop. And I figure, if I'm going to get hurt, I'm going to make it worth their while. Suddenly, I feel a hand on my shoulder. And I look up and I see this enormous guy who looks a bit like a bear. And probably actually was a bear. But I didn't know about that type of thing. The young women see him and slink back into the corners. And before I have time to thank my new hero, the doors open and it is filled with Pride goers. They have sequins and feather boas And the other commuters look really awkward as we turn this place into a party. And a bottle of rum is passed with the carriage. Someone tells me that I look stunning. It makes my pride. The following year is the year that I meet Maureen. Now, Maureen is not your typical pride goer. She's a middle-aged woman who is dressed more like she's going to a WI meeting, in a kind of nice primrose suit with pearlised buttons. My friend Anne tells me, who I've been secretly in love with. She doesn't know it, ever. But my friend Anne tells me Maureen is looking for her lost son, who disappeared 5 prides ago. Back in those days, this was not so unusual. Maureen shakes my hand and hands me an umbrella. I look at the sky. It's not going to rain, I say. Now, this is for the fascists. Sure enough, the fascists are waiting for us when we get to the station. We pull up our umbrellas to protect us from the spit and stones that the police somehow don't seem to notice. It can't protect us from their words. Grave digger, grave digger, grave digger, they screech, which is some kind of reference to HIV and AIDS, but I've never quite understood what that was. Maureen links arms with us and takes us into the park. She is brilliant. She listens to me whining about people who don't really love me all the time, knows all the words to the songs, even joins in the dancing. She has like the massive bag like Mary Poppins and pulls out drinks, food, even a picnic blanket so we can listen to the Z-list celebrities. But all the time her eyes are scanning for her son. At the end of the day, she shakes my hand and says, thank you so much. And I say, you must come back next year. She shakes her head and says, I got what I came for. 1994 was the best Pride I have ever been to. I don't actually remember it. But 2 days later, I'm sectioned for hypomania. 95 was the year I met, we'll call her Zoe. It's not her real name, but she doesn't deserve a real name. I met Zoe. Now Zoe looks like Marlene Dietrich on speed. She smokes thin cocktail cigarettes, and I'm dead impressed. She's not. Her red lips curl when she sees me, and she says, I don't do pink tourists. I reassure her that I'm actually bisexual, and she says, I don't believe in bisexuals. I say, they believe in you though. So starts 22 years of mutual hatred. 1996. I'm thrown out of the women's tent for wearing a dress. 1997. I'm thrown out of the women's tent for wearing a dress and not looking like a real woman. I find one of my trans friends and a bottle of vodka, and we both get let in. 1998. I'm standing outside the women's tent, waiting for my neighbour Lindsay, who I'm secretly in love with. Some of you might notice a pattern here. I wish I did. Lindsay doesn't turn up. I get bitter, drink a bottle of vodka, throw up in the women's tent. In front of Zoe. All night I rant and dance till the very end. At the very end, the sky looks a yellow ochre colour, and there is kind of smoke and dust. It feels like the end of an epic film, as I can see silhouettes marching through the field. Lindsay appears out of nowhere. She kisses me on the forehead and vanishes. '99. I don't need pride, I'm in love. 2000. I don't need pride, I'm married. 2001. Happily married. 2002. Marriage is difficult. 2003. And not much fun. 2004. But it gets better. Doesn't it? 2005. 2006. I am dancing in the Love Muscle tent with a friend. With a friend who has HIV, and he says this might be my last ever pride. He has completely forgotten this and is snogging the face of a very muscly guy. I am surrounded by men young enough to be my son, listening to music I loathe. When suddenly, a guy I've never met puts his hand up my skirt. I twist back his arm, and he whines, "But I'm gay!" 2007. I'm too bitter. Pride. Not so bitter that I don't pawn the wedding ring. That was $14.95, well spent. 2009. I walk through the streets that are littered with happy people. I'm wearing an old tatty ball dress. Everyone feels so young and confident. I wave goodbye to Pride, goodbye to London, goodbye to the UK, and I am never coming back. I'm back. And this time, I am serious. But not as serious as Marx's Barbie. Who declares the rainbow is part of the capitalist machine. I am marching as part of Queers Against Privatisation, and we are a very serious organisation. Unfortunately, it's raining, so only 5 of us turn up. We have 16 placards. And a megaphone. Marx's Barbie has the megaphone and is teaching us anarchist songs. I'm lip syncing, and I'm also a little embarrassed because we have to scream, "Eat the rich! Eat the rich!" It's not nice, is it? Suddenly, we come across the legend that is Peter Tatchell. He mistakes me for someone he knows and says, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I go, "Yeah, great." Marx's Barbie is dead impressed. Says, "How long have you known Peter?" And I was like, "Yeah, a while." 2015. I see Marx's Barbie at the anti-Pride March, which is just in front of Pride March. She is carrying a paper mache coffin. And she looks like an extra from My Chemical Romance. I don't make eye contact because I'm a bit embarrassed because I'm now a Pride steward. Part of the rainbow capitalist machine. 2016. We march together. All division is united. We remember the people of Orlando. We remember all the people who died needlessly because of their sexuality. I wear black in mourning. I also wear a Darth Vader mask. It looks so cool. 2017. 1 in 5 people from the LGBT home are homeless. I say in as stern voice as I can manage, or as stern as you can be when you've got a Cyberman. I'm marching with a group of people who are homeless, and it's their first ever Pride. They are extremely excitable, and our homemade banners are a little on the flimsy side. They barely make it to the end of the parade. But we do, which is a huge achievement. Our micromanagement every time someone wanders off. At the end of the session, I decide to go to the Royal Festival Hall. And I bump into my ex. She is wearing a grey designer suit. She glares at me. We didn't end very well. And I let out what can only be a kind of Nelson from The Simpsons laugh. That comes across like, "Ha!" You've been there. Probably met my ex. Later, I drink a cup of Earl Grey tea. I've become that person. No more partying. And I think, what is the point of Pride? On my way home, a drunk man blocks my way. He hurls a whole load of homophobic abuse at me. And I respond like this. John! If it makes you feel tense, sing this one.